This is chapter 3, the Vampire Academy recap analysis. I don't know what this is. We want to briefly go over a little bit, and then we'll get to chapter 3. So we have this D for both Rose and Dimitri. It is specifically stated in chapter 2 that she is a novice guardian because she's in training. He is a guardian. Guardians can only be vampires. So they have the indicator that they are a vampire. Now we have Victor, the headmistress, and Lisa all having an M standing for Malloy. Um, Malloy can only handle limited sunlight and have to drink human blood and eat food. It must be both. Um, and damp heels, they can handle all the sunlight they want, and they only eat human food. Um, Also, Malloys have magic. So, and that is something with compulsion that is magic. Only Malloy can't do that. The reason we know that the headmistress is Malloy is because Rose says that in the conflict. I just didn't say it. But she's like, oh, but Lisa has to be careful compelling her because she's a Malloy, and they're harder to compel. And then we know that Victor is a Malloy because he is the prince. Nobility that can be the monarchs can only be Malloy. And that is why the Malloy dorms are across from the administration because really only they can be in office. So that is the recap. Also, a lot of the people at the academy come from Eastern Europe, um, and specifically Russia or Romania. So that is also why Rose is able to heal Dimitri's accent because she knows it, I guess. Okay, chapter 3. This picks up almost immediately after this argument. So basically, what happens is she says, "Okay, go to class. You were out of school." So they both go to get their schedule made, but they are separated. Sorry, Rose goes to a Mawari council, because again, only they can be admins, apart from specifically damn peel things, I guess. And she gets a schedule made. Whole schedule is advanced guardian combat techniques, bodyguard theory and personal protection, rate training and conditioning, senior language arts, novices. Um, then they go to lunch. Now the first 4 periods, they are like Dampiers are only with Dampiers and Malloy only with Malloy. That's what it says novices. Fifth period, we have animal behavior and sociology, whatever. And then sixth period is pre-calculus, and math class just throw in there. English well, not here. Seventh period, more war culture 4. And then eighth period is Slavic arts. Now, that is an elective that not a lot of people want. So Rose is hoping that at least they have that one elective to take the ball. Rose goes to her first period class and conflict. We do see 2 of her friends. We see Eddie is not here. Okay, we had Eddie and then we had Mason. Now they don't talk, but we do see them. So basically, first period, here's the fight. And it was an advanced guardian combat techniques. There was no and there, even though my brain wants to put it there. So the teacher is just like, so Rose, you were out there for 2 years. What techniques did you use? She's like, when I remember to use them, I kind of just combine them. He's like, wait, what do you mean that like you didn't use any techniques? Like, how did you survive the 2 years? And she's like, well, it's not like there was like Shigori like in behind every corner. Like, it's not as safe as you think it is out there. And he's like, so like, look, you surviving this luck. And she's like, no, I did. She's really upset. They survived because of luck. I will say that as someone who has read this book. They survived this book. I don't know how they didn't run into any Shigori, but they didn't. And so Rose didn't. It was okay that she didn't know techniques because Rose was not put in a situation where she needed to know the techniques. So, and you know what? We love that for them. But we have to recognize she could not have handled if one Shigoi came out to the wall. But like we're moving on from that. Um, we get a Roy because he's like, okay, remind me what would have happened and like why does Shigoi love Mawoi's blood so much? It's because basically Mawoi's they're already very hard to kill. And she points out that if they have Mawoi blood, they were even harder to kill, and they're even like stronger and faster and all that kind of stuff. So that is why Mawois are being protected by the Namphiles. One of the reasons. Why at least. And that's like kind of like the whole conflict is he's just like, so luck. And she's like, no. And like, well, yes, it's not as anxious as he's making it out to seem. She she couldn't have handled the fight. Like, especially if she can even handle herself against him. Yes, I understand. It's because she was fed on. That doesn't negate the point that if it was a Strigoi and not him, not a friendly person, best case scenario, she dies or gets torn, she flees. Best case scenario. We're gonna move on from that though. During lunch, she is Rose is like actually truly upset because she's like, it wasn't because of luck. And we run into Victor because he's still on campus. It's like probably been like an hour or two since, and he tells Rose like, "Oh, well, the reason why I was here was because I was visiting my daughter." And then I called the commotion that you and the princess were home. I mean, like, so what we're supposed to get here is that Victor likes being around the academy and likes like talks to them, but it's mostly because of his daughter named Natalie, who's kind of friends with them. Um, but yeah, so sometimes he's like around the academy because he just wants to see his kid. He says, "I don't care if you're at a boarding school. You're not escaping family time." Um, so basically, he kind of comforts her, Rose, and he's like, "Well, you protected her for 2 years." Also, one thing about it is, Headmistress in that fight said, "You're not her guardian. Dimitri is her sanctioned guardian. I don't care if her parents named you her guardian. They're dead. And you can't be trusted. Just Dimitri." So he is also comforting Rose by being like, "Well, you did protect her for 2 years." She did. Like, we're not negating that. It's just also she should have an actual guardian and not someone in training. Because everyone else, all the more, have actual guardians if they leave not someone in training. Like she's making it out to seem like the world is against her, and it truly is just like Well, you're a child. You are a child who is not getting paid for a job that is paid, that has vacation. Like, you are doing free labor for your friend, but this is a paid job. And she is a princess who royalty have two, two guardians. So like, so two people paid to protect her. She's not being paid. So like, she is being dramatic. You know what? We love someone who's dramatic. So this conversation kind of gets cut short because Rose realizes something is wrong. She has a flashback to the car, and she basically dips. I mean, the conversation was basically done. She rushes to Lisa because she's like, something is wrong here. Something is. We have a character over here who I didn't mention. I was mentioned in the last video, but like, it was. I wanted to have it all in one point. So basically, when we saw Anne, we also saw someone named, they don't know their name, so ignore this. But Rose refers to her as Dollface. So Dollface is making fun of Lisa because of the way that she's dressed and she's being in classes. And she's like, oh, where'd you get your clothes? Salvation Army. Or homeless shelter. And Lisa is like very upset by this. Because also she kind of just wants to be left alone. That is Lisa. Lisa is so passive. Until she's not, and then she's mean passive. Then she compels people. But she's very passive. She is not. So Rose basically shows up, and she pushes on into the sunlight. Rose pushes Mia into the sunlight, and that's when the chapter ends. But I need to mention one other thing. In the flashback, Rose recalls something that the doctor said, that she should not have survived that crash. I just wanted to get the whole thing out of the way. Well, oops. I just wanted to get the whole thing with Dollface out of the way. So Rose was in a car accident, but Lisa's mom and dad, I didn't write down their names, and her brother Andre. Now, Andre and her mom and dad died in that car accident. Rose shouldn't have survived the injuries, but Lisa has a flashback to trying to get to Rose. Rose obviously survives, but from that point on, I will say that's kind of when like the bond started. Anyways, so there was the characters that we have so far. We have Victor the Crown Prince, Malroy, and his daughter Natalie, um, who he was visiting, and that is why he was at the academy. She is kind of fun with them. We have Rose, our main character. She's a Denpale. She's a novice. She's upset because she does not have a paid job that for her will be unpaid. Like it's being taken away as if she couldn't have it before. Because if Lisa would have left, two guardians from the school would have came with them. So she wouldn't have even been considered the guardian then. Drama queen, which it's okay, she's 17. Um, he's gonna be training her. She got into a fight. He comforted her. She went to Lisa because Lisa then needed comforted because she was being bullied by Dollface, which Rose then pushed her into the sunlight. That is chapter 3 of Vampire Academy. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good day or night, whatever time it is for you. Bye!